Morning, it's Roseann White. Rise and shine on this beautiful Sunday morning here in Arizona. And today we decided to take you into a Sunday morning workout with the Triform weightlifting system and the SculptTrainer multi-purpose Roman chair. So if maybe you're just sipping a cup of coffee, thinking about working out today, you've come to the right place because I'm here to give you some ideas and how you can incorporate these two pieces of equipment from Life Pro. So, good morning. Let me know where you are tuning in from. Let me know if you can hear me. I've just started using my AirPods, so give me a thumbs up to know that you can hear me. I'm finding that these are working a lot better, that I have less echo in the room. And I want to be able to deliver a good message to you about how you can get stronger to live fit and age well. I am so grateful to be part of the Life Pro team with Amber and Debbie, showing our VIP members, as well as anyone that is new to Life Pro, the products that they have brought to the marketplace that are simply amazing. I have been a professional fitness trainer for over 25 years, and I've worked with all sorts of products. And in the past several years, I've been working with Life Pro, and I use all of their products for my clients. I work with active aging adults 50 plus, and they're always amazed when they're like, okay, what's new here? And we play around with some of the products. So today, I'll be taking you through a complete workout with these two products. It's the Triform 3-in-1 weightlifting system. Today, I'm going to be just using the barbell. We've got some other lives that are recorded and available on the Life Pro VIP page, the Life Pro page, I believe. And you can always find our videos on YouTube on Life Pro. So check that out too. There's hundreds of videos now that we put together. And I'm also going to be using the SculptTrainer multi-purpose Roman chair. This product's been around for a little bit now, and it's available on the website. I'll send you the links to this. The Triform system, just to give you an idea of purchase price, right now is still available. It normally sells for $279.99, 15% off at $239.99, and the SculptTrainer is $139.99. It's super versatile. I've done a lot of lives on there, so definitely check that out. And I just got done. I got to put this away. I've been using my Surge Pro. This is it's a multi-purpose foam roller. I like to roll out my back in the morning, and this has 4 speeds of vibration in it. And I love that because it just helps loosen up a little bit of myofascial release on my back. I'm not a spring chicken anymore, and I definitely have issues in my tissues like many of you guys and gals might. So I like to either go on my vibration platform, which is over on the side here. But today I just decided to use my Surge Pro. And I'll be sharing a little bit more about this in lives to come. I use this tool all the time for helping me to get a little more mobility and flexibility, stability, and I love it. Okay, so here's the plan today, guys. If you are new to weight training, you always want to err on the side of lightweight. And what I like about the Triform is that we can go from literally 4.5 pounds to 43 pounds by simply adjusting the system. I love that. I've been barbell weight training, since about 2001. So that's 22 years. Why barbell training versus dumbbell training? Well, dumbbell training I like because you might have more range of motion in your moves and it helps with muscle imbalances. But when you're looking to lift heavier weight, you have more stability. So don't discount that both have benefits. I like and you'll see how I'm going to use this. I like barbells for a lot of squat, lunge, deadlift, dead row movements because it gives me more stability if you tend to be weaker on one side versus the other. So what we're going to do today, I will share the routine with you when I am done, but I'm going to I've got 7 warm-up exercises. And actually, yes, exercises. You heard me say that right. Warm-ups are not just moving around for a little bit. They're appropriate for what we're doing in our workout. So they're exercises. And then I'm going to actually show you 7 moves with the barbell and the SculptTrainer. And then we're going to stretch, because that is just as important as the warm-up, as the workout. You've got to lengthen everything out. If you have questions, put them in the chat. I'll try to answer them along while I'm working out or explain the workout. And if not, I definitely will be answering your questions later on. You can always private message me through Facebook, through or I'll give you my email later on. But yeah, hit me up if you have any questions. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to start with the SculptTrainer bench. I want to make sure you guys can see me. And we're going to do some cat-cows. So what I want to do, actually, I'll take it this way. This is light enough to move around, which I love, that I can move this bench around. I've been in gyms where the weight training bench is so heavy that you have to be strong to move it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come into this cat-cow position where my hands are on the bench and my back is flat. Okay, take a breath in and then tuck the tailbone, look toward your belly button. I'm pushing away and separating the shoulder blades, pulling the belly up, and then arching the spine. I'm going to do this just about 3 or 4 times. I think it's super important that we make sure our spine is nice and mobile before we start putting some weight bearing into the spine, especially if you are doing this early in the morning and you woke up and you've got some tightness in areas. We want to just try to make sure we've got open up space. Breathing in and breathing out. I'm going to do one more because this is feeling really good. I've been having a little mid-back tightness lately, so this is really nice. So that's my cat-cow first. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take my Triform. I'm going to go on to the lightest weight, which is my barbell at 4.5 pounds. Okay, 4.5 pounds is my lightest weight. And that I call this stir the pot. So I'm going to sit on my bench, arms distance away, tall spine, and I'm planting the base of it down, and I'm going to roll it around. So I'm going to first start with just letting my arms stretch out. Okay, my torso still. Breathe in and out. Then we're going to reverse it. So just right now, my spine is not moving, okay, but I'm getting what we call protraction and retraction, shoulder blades separating. Now, I'm going to add on to this. I'm going to round and arch. Exhale and inhale. Let the shoulders release, rounding up. My pelvis is still upright. And then I'm going to reverse it. So I bring the bar in, that's pulling the shoulder blades together, and then dropping the head. And then I want to kind of lift up through my collarbones, my back's extending and rounding. Again, this is super important if you're going to start using weights over the chest, over the shoulders. Great. It feels so amazing. Now, from here, I still have the light bar. I'll go into hypers. Now, hypers, you don't really want to hyperextend your body, but what we're going to do is hinge at the hips. I'm going to use a flat back. Now, the first way I'll use my bar is I'm going to take it behind my shoulders. If you're tight here, we'll talk about that. But what I want to do, I've got the pads right at the hinge of the hips. Abs are pulled in, chin is pulled in, and I'm going to hinge over. And then on an exhale, engaging glutes, I press back. The meaty part of my shoulders are pushing into the bar. So that way I'm not dropping, I'm not rounding my back. I'm lengthening my hamstrings, breathing in, abs pull in, exhale out. So this is one of a couple ways you can use your bar on hypers. I'm going to do one more of these. What I don't want to do, and I don't want you to do, is overextend. That's going to kick right into your lumbar. The next way you can use this bar is actually like this. Okay, I'm going to hold it in, breathe in, and breathe out. Nice and steady and smooth. Okay, keeping it close to your chest. Some people find this feels better to put the weight in front. It'll depend on your spine. I definitely feel my glutes working a little bit harder here and lengthen the hamstrings. Great. Again, this is warm up still, so I'm not doing a lot of reps. My last one, I'm going to hold the bar wide here. So I'm pressing into my back. I'm going to hinge, and I'm making sure my lumbar spine is supported to some degree. And open up. This opens up my chest too. Breathe in and exhale. Now, my hamstrings are really getting a lot of length here, which is awesome, especially if you have tight hamstrings. And one more. Great. So I've done the hypers in 3 different ways. And now I'm going to go ahead and straddle wide on my bench. Let me maybe change the angle a little bit so you can see me. Okay, I'm straddling wide. So squats, we show you using a lot of different products, the Glute Blaster, the Intensiflex. We have the wedge, Squat Wedge Pros. But this is just like a little baby squat, okay? I'm wide. I'm going to use my bar, which is straight up. It might look like at an angle from you, but this is straight for me. I'm going to press up and down. I'm just getting those glutes, glute medius, my quads to fire up. And I'm just warming up my body, getting my joints to warm up and increasing blood flow throughout the body. And when I do my warm-up reps, I'm talking about 3 to 5. Pressing through the feet. Again, this is just kind of as a guide to come up and down. I'm not leaning forward on this, okay? Now, there's 2 more things I want to do. I'm going to do a side bend, which I love this product for. And oddly enough, not oddly enough, but I've decided to use the bar for this. So what we'll do, we'll straddle. I put one foot on the front, my other foot's on the ground, my hips against the pad. And I'll show you the 2 ways with this. We can go sideways. Now there's weight on each side, just very little bit, but you're going to feel a little more work and you can counter it. I'm bending at the waistline. My hips are still. My head goes with it. So that, again, that's one option for you to do. I'll do one more like this. Exhale up, a little counter. Or, again, putting the bar back here. Now this, I keep my elbows forward and I go over. You can see already by doing a few, I've gotten a little more increase in flexibility. I don't try to push it those first couple reps. I let my body go where it wants to go. My last time. Also, one side's going to be bendier than the others. So I'm going to simply turn around. I'll stay with this setup of the bar on the meaty part of the back, not the neck. And then I'm hinging. And then back up. If you're very tight, you can always put your hands out wide here. If you tend to be pretty tight in the shoulders. And back. Make sure you take a nice big inhale. You're breathing into the outer ribs. And exhale. And then let's get that counter in it. And I'll do 2 more of these. A big breath in. Head goes with me. And out. And one more time. Yeah, I can feel a really good stretch in both directions. Carefully bring the bar up and over. So the last thing I'll do, and I won't use my bar for this, I'll just set it back in the cradle, is a seated rotation. Now in the seated rotation, what we're going to do is put the back against the SculptTrainer, feet forward. I'm going to reach back. My hand's going to hold onto my thigh, and I'm just stretching my pec. This will be something we'll also do in the end, so the warm-up can be the cool down. And then switch. I'll do that a couple times just to feel my torso rotating. Then I'm going to grab that bar one more time and add the seated rotation with the barbell. Let me show you from that, with that product. Now it's a little different because my rotation, actually let's check it back here, is only going to be shoulders. Okay, so my head will go with me, knees are forward. And if you feel that your hips are shifting, you're going to see how the rotation's a little different now because I'm limited by the bar, which is okay. I'm really getting good shoulder rotation. If you are a golfer, tennis player, pickleball player, or any kind of softball, any kind of rotational sports, this is critical to keep head and shoulder alignment to get the most stretch. Wow, is that great? Okay, you can also do your rotation like this. Again, I think it's important that you see that I'm not using my arms. The bar keeps me really honest here. It limits me in a good way that I'm only letting my shoulders rotate. So the warm-up is exercise. Okay, now let's go into the workout. We're going to start with the incline chest press. So what I like about our Roman chair is I can literally make it take to an incline. I'm going to adjust and then because I can lift a little heavier weight independently, actually I'm pretty strong, so I can do about 15 to 20 pound dumbbell chest presses with dumbbells. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to load up my bar a little differently here. Okay, so this is going to be 33. Now careful when you get up because we're coming from the floor. Knees bent, we're going to come up 33 pounds. And start light for you, and then you can always go heavier. But you have a couple options. If your torso allows you to let your neck rest on here, okay, it will help your head alignment. But what we want to do is we want to go ahead and press up and back. Exhale. Driving it from the chest. Abs are tight. Shoulders are stable. Incline chest press. 2 more. And 10. And there we have it. So 33 pounds. Careful when you come up. From here, I'm going to do a dead row. Again, because we have stability, I have quite a heavier bar. And this is for your back and your glutes. Let me set myself up that you guys can see me. I want to make sure you get, alignment is everything here. Okay. So this gets me in a perfect place for a deadlift, dead row. Okay, my butt's anchored, so I have to worry about my sway. My knees are bent. I'm going to come right to the knees for my deadlift, and then I come up. Okay, I'm going to go just a couple of deadlifts, and then go into a row. Inhale and exhale. Dead row. We're going to add to it. So elbows wide. Back is long and strong. I've just got about 3 more of these. I'm going to change my weight out because I want to show you how I can combine 3 moves by building from this one. And then come up. Now, again, 33 pounds, quite heavy for me, but doable. My next 2 moves are an upright row and a shoulder press. Now, knowing my shoulder press, I'm going to work with the smaller muscles. I'm going to load my bar that I can go from dead row to upright row to overhead press. Okay, so let me break that down. So in that case, I think I'm going to go about 18 pounds on this. Okay, I probably could go to 21, but I think I'll stay with 18. I want you to try this first time when you're doing these. try your lightest weight, maybe just the bar at 4.5 pounds to feel the range of motion. So position, I'm going to go to my dead row. Then I'm going to come up to an upright row, down to a dead row, bring myself up to an upright row, down and up. Let's stay with the upright row, okay? So I'm building on this routine. I'm going to show you that my elbows are wide. I'm just going to nipple height or chest height and keep pulling that bar apart. I'll do one more like this, and then I'm going to add on. So I'm going to flip, and now I've got a lot of support so I don't sway back, I don't sway forward. I'm going to go into my shoulder press. Okay, from the chin to overhead. I'm not going too high yet, although you can, okay? I'm not saying you can't, okay? So I'm just going to feel that shoulder press. I'm hitting all the muscles of my shoulders, the front, the side, and the back. And I don't sway because I've got the stability in my pelvis. So let's try those three together. I think it's a great combination where we dead row once, upright row, shoulder press, down, deadlift to dead row, upright row, shoulder press, down, deadlift to dead row, upright row, shoulder press. Isn't that cool? You can combine the three. Dead row, upright row. So I'm really working your back muscles. Let's do one more. Dead row, nice and tall spine, upright row, shoulder press, and down. Great combination. And again, the reason I like that, I've done it without this. If you've seen my other videos, you're not getting a lot of swaying. You're not getting this stuff. You've got a lot of stability. So back muscles, that's why that's important to warm up your back. Okay, now from here, we're going to go into a bicep curl. What I'm going to first check, because I might need to adjust my pad, is that my seat is upright, and I'll change my angle so you guys can see me. That, yeah, this works for me. My thighs are cleared. I'm going to put my pad here. Now look at my spine, guys. Okay, I'm not rounded. This helps me to give a nice hip angle, support back, support ribs. So, you know, my triceps are stronger than my biceps. It's just the way it is. But that's 18 pounds. You know, I should be able to do that. 18 pounds should be fine, but I'm going to add on. So for my bicep curl, I'm going to a front raise. So I'll show you how that looks like. Knees bent, use your legs to pick up the bar. And then let me change the angle of my bench so you guys can see me. See how I can even use this, moving the bench with my legs. Pretty talented, huh? Okay. So I've got what's called a narrow grip. My hands are as wide as my shoulders. I'm going to keep my chin pulled in and let the bar come down and up. What a great way to stabilize your arms so the bicep muscle is completely isolated. And I can tell you this, I can feel that instability. My hands will touch at the same time I bring them up, but when I come down, yeah, there you go. My left hand wants to come down quicker than my right hand. And you might notice that. Be aware, go slow enough. Remember, momentum is not strength. So you want to have a nice control, like exhale up, abs pull in, inhale down. And if you can, I might look at my thumbs. I have my thumbs wrapped. You can, if it's possible, try to have all 5 fingers over the bar. The weight's in the heel of the hand. Okay, so it frees up my fingers a little bit, so I'm not white knuckling this. Couple more. Now again, if you look, my hands are as wide as my shoulders. You can go a little more narrow if you want. That'll attack the bicep a little differently. I've got a narrow grip. I'm going tighter in. That's totally an option. You'll hit the bicep a little differently. So I've got 18 pounds. Bicep curls, independently dumbbells, maybe 12 pounds max for me, okay? Because I don't want to start swinging my body. Now from here, after you've done a set, we're going to keep the spine upright, and we're going to lift and lower. This is a front raise, and I'll talk to you in a second about what muscle's working. My bicep stays contracted, but I'm also using the anterior, the front deltoid. The deltoid has 3 heads to it: anterior, medial, and posterior. So I'm hitting this guy, the anterior, the front muscle. My elbows stay in. Try not to flare out when you push up, okay? So it's another way to do a shoulder press, a narrow shoulder press, but hit the muscles a little differently. Exhale up, inhale down. Let's do a few more. So you can combine these 2 moves in your second set. Come down for a bicep curl, exhale, punch it up. Down for a bicep curl, and shoulders. And I'm going to just do 3 more of these because I'm fatiguing out. And 1 more time. Great. Okie doke. So careful when you come on up. Use your legs. That's why we did that little squatting, so we can feel that. Now, my last exercise will be a hip dip or hip lift with triceps. So I'm going to be on the ground for this. Now you won't have to move your equipment around like I am. I'm just trying to make sure you can see the best angles for the workout. I've given you 7 warm-ups, 7 exercises, and 7 cool-downs. Okay, and then you can repeat that set of the workout 2 to 3 times, depending on what your goal is. So I'm going to go to my 16 pounds. Oops. Yep, I'm going to be at 16 pounds here, okay? So come onto the floor. Careful. You're going to put the weight on your hips, hip creases. Scoot yourself up so that when you lay down, you want to feel you're at 90 degrees at the hip flexion and knees. The first thing we do, keeping the arms close to the side so the bar doesn't roll, we're going to do hip lifts. So I've worked hamstrings here and glutes. I'm driving the pelvis up, keeping the belly pulled in. I'm pushing down on my heels. Great. Okay, so I did about 8 reps. I can feel hamstrings and glutes. Now, we're going to go ahead, elbows at the side. We're going to press up and down. This is just a tricep press up, straight over the shoulders, down over the belly. Okay, so get that moving. Do a couple of those just to get into it. Now we're going to add on to this. We're going to press everything up. I'm going to bend the elbows 1 time, extend, lift the hips, stay lifted, bend and extend. Working calves, hamstrings, glutes, triceps. 2 more of these. Every time I push up, I squeeze the glutes more. And last one. And come down. Careful when you come up, dismount. You're going to roll yourself up and release. So great to work the back body, back of the arms. So I've worked front, side, back of the shoulders. I worked the chest, the triceps, the biceps. Again, careful when you pick this up. Use your legs, keep the chest lifted, and always re-rack your weight so you don't trip on it. Okay, so now from here, we're just going to go into some stretches. As I said, you can do this routine 1 time. You can go through the workout phase, the 7 exercises, 2 to 3 more times. If you are trying to build weight, reps, heavy weight, light in the reps, maybe only 6 reps. If you're looking for endurance, lighter weight, more reps, 12 to 15. That's the general rule of thumb. So what I want to do now is I want to stretch, right? So I'm going to go ahead and hold on to my bar and extend out. There's my lats. I'm extending through the lats. And I'm going to round my back and then gaze forward, arch the back. So I'm in my spine here. Tuck, exhale, and inhale. Just a few more, extending, lengthening. Oh, that feels so good, especially after that back work. Now, from here, I'm going to go ahead and stretch triceps. So have a seat, okay? When you're sitting here, you just want to feel nice and square. You're going to go ahead and drop your head and grab onto your elbows and lift up. You can bend to one side, getting that side body stretch, tricep stretch with breath. Come back to center, and then other side. Yep, I can feel my tightness in this side. And I'm just going to breathe into it a little longer. Keep the head pushing back. I'm pressing into the foot that I'm opening up into that side so I get more assistance in the stretch. Then from here, we're going to just take the arm across, look over your shoulder. And then release it, arm across, look over the shoulder. Shoulder down, I'm pulling. Just letting that whole joint get some space. Another way you can stretch your shoulders is hold here and weave the needle. So I've got a lat stretch and a shoulder stretch here. So I'm weaving the needle. Keeping the hips squared. And then we're going to go to a figure 4. Hip mobility is super important. A lot of us end up sitting like that, but just do the best you can. I'm on the edge of the seat here. I'm just going to loosen things up a little bit. From the side, and I always like to show side profile on this, hips are stacked, you hinge. It might be little. So if you're a chin popper, put your hands here and just rest your chin onto your knuckles so you get the stretch on the leg that's crossed. Breathe into that, back off an inch, and come forward. And then we switch. So I'm on my edge of my seat, hips lift, hips squared, knee out. I'm just going to open and close a little bit, just shake it out, okay? So from the side, I hinge. Find that first bit of stretch, okay? Long spine. That's why I like this for the hypers, because you really learn how to move from the pelvis, not so much the back. So we keep all these muscles, the core, the transverse abdominis stays engaged to protect your spine in a good way. And then you'll start feeling it'll let go. So give it some time, give it some breath. Excellent. Now we'll finish up with a quad stretch and a hip flexor stretch. So let me show you how I do this. You're going to go ahead and slide your foot back, okay? I'm going to push through the heel, and here's my hip flexor stretch. Hands on the hips. You're going to feel that open up, push through the heel, okay? You can even get the full line of stretch this way. If you're a yogi or yogini, we're thinking about crescent warrior posture. Now, to get your quad, you're going to push down on the toes, and you're going to feel that length. It's subtle, but that's what we want. We don't want a big owie. We just want to feel length in the quad. Hips are square. And then we'll do that to the other side. So let me face this way. I'm going to roll back. I'm going to push into my heel, my front heel. Get a nice big stretch. Okay. Abs are in. You pull back, open up. Hand can go behind the head to support the head as you gaze up. And then the quad stretch, push down, and you're driving the tailbone down and getting that, pushing down on your shoelaces. Notice if you're lopsided on your hips, if you're shifting over, try to get nice and squared so you get into it. You could hold on to your chair if you feel like you're falling off. And then release. So if all else fails and you feel still a little tight, you can always I'm going to grab my sonic percussion massage gun. I really love this guy. For me, what I need a lot in my life is just to keep working through shoulders, pecs, and back. So what I like about this particular prong unit, 2 prongs, is I like to work it on my spine, especially after I've worked my back muscles. So I'll go up and down my spine on that. You've got to find, you can hear me talking a little differently. You find the spine and you just go up and down in those areas and just kind of massage them out. If you've worked your back muscle, if you haven't used to working your back muscles, you might feel a little stiff and tight. So just loosen things up a little bit with your massage gun. Only about 30 seconds. I like to work IT bands, especially right from the hip all the way down to the knee. And I'm just going to hit, this is on a light speed. I'm not pushing a lot. I just want to move some of the lymph in the area, lighten things up. The 2 prong has been my favorite thing lately because I can get it between my muscles. I could work in my forearms. So always have your percussion gun ready to go. And Sonic is my gun of choice right now. It's light enough for me, and the charge lasts a long time. So if you're interested in that, you can check out this also on the Life Pro website. They've got several guns, but I'd like all the extra features I get with the percussion gun beside the ampage of power. So that's always an option if after you stretch you still feel a little tight. Okay, guys, it's 7:37. I like to keep about 30 minutes plus on our lives. If you've got questions, please hit me up in the chat box. You guys email me at info, info at livfit.com. I just looked at my watch. I burned 174 calories just doing that 30-minute little workout for you. You can increase your calorie expenditure by adding more weight, by adding a little more cardio to it as well. You'll burn more calories throughout the day with weight training. Doesn't matter what age you are, we need body weight moves, and we need weight bearing on our joints so we can feel stronger throughout our day functionally. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to be live again this coming Wednesday with the Glute Blaster. So we worked a lot more upper body here with the Triform barbell. Next Wednesday, I'll be using the barbell again, but we're going to focus a lot on legs with weight bearing. So building a strong base of support. I hope this was helpful for you. It's always my pleasure to serve the community of Life Pro, to help people to live fit and age well. I'll be going live actually in about a half hour or so on my own personal page. That's Roseann White. I'll be sharing with you yet another one of my most favorite and yummy green smoothie recipes. It's called California Dreamin'. I think that's the one I'm making today. So check back Roseann White on the Facebook page, and you guys can catch me live making one of my delicious smoothies. Again, I want to thank you so much. I hope you have a glorious day. Taking care of yourself so you can take care of others. Bye for now.